Shemar's going to go through when he gets in here. What are how hard is that, and what are the key points of advice that you would give to somebody who's new, who that's a thing they have to try to figure out on the next level?
I would say it's in the details and understanding what works for you. Because a swipe is a swipe is a swipe. Club whip is a club whip. A long arm is a long arm. It's the same moves. We're not reinventing. You get certain guys that get freaky with the spins and all that stuff, but for the most part, you're not reinventing moves. So just understanding what works for you, having the confidence to go execute, and then just the details. You know what I mean? Like Trey would, not trying to give away his game, but he would watch a tackle, see what moves first. That detail could give you the edge and give him the edge in his case and in his get off. And as anybody knows, half the battle is the get off. You beat the guy off the line, you don't have to do a move. So details, understanding what works for you, and then the confidence to go execute.
The confidence, right? Like that feels like that's more than half the battle, right? It's just whatever you're doing is just doing it with. Is that a hard thing to gain in the league where you're like, if you have struggles early on, like a lot of guys do, right?
I was going to say it can be. It shouldn't be, but if you have struggles early on, it can be. But it's just a constant grind of getting over that hump. And like I said, once you see one fall in, the rest, you gain that confidence of, it can happen. I can get to that quarterback and stuff like that. So, you just got to keep going, persistence, I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot of things where it's like, okay, I'm going to learn. I'm going to go talk to guys. I'm going to pick people's brains. Like, that's great. But, like, how much can that really work? Or does it really inevitably come down to you and your instincts when you're out there?
No, that does work, too, because experience is the best teacher. So there's nothing wrong with going to a guy who's had 17 and a half and asking him what works for him. But at the end of the day, again, it's what works for you because you're not the same person. You understand what I'm saying? So it's good to pick his brain, grab what you can, but it has to translate to you. And again, the way it translates to you is you having that confidence to know, okay, I'm good at this, I'm going to implement this. That's not really my style, I'm not going to implement that. I'm going to work on this. You know what I mean? And then just gaining that confidence. It all works together. It's a balance.
You're not a scout, you're a player, but like we've talked a lot about production versus traits coming out of college with Shemar. Like, how is production in college overrated a little bit because the game's so different once you get here? Do you see that at all?
It's harder to look at because of the different leagues. There's so many different leagues with the SEC and the Big 12. So there's a lot more variables to take in. So it's harder to look at production and like judge someone solely off that because of that. But he looks great, and that's one thing. Credit to our scouts. They watched a lot of film to make that decision. You don't just make that decision off a whim. You know what I mean? So they've seen something that they like in him. They've seen his production. They've sat there and watched the tape and seen that, okay, he's not getting this, but look at what he's doing. Look at how he's impacting the game. You know what I mean? Like, that play happened because of him. Hidden stats. Everybody knows about hidden stats. So I trust in our scouts and the guys upstairs that they've done their homework, and I can't wait to see him ball. He looks great. It's
kind of funny. The common theme is one that I remember talking about when you were drafted a lot, which is just the relentless pursuit.
Yeah.
That was kind of, a
same
thing.
Love that. Love that.
Seems like, how does that affect each other when everyone on the line is playing that way?
Man, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's going to be great to watch, too. Having you ideally you want all 11 guys on the field to be like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great to see us come together and make something happen.
How important is it, Joseph, for this defense to be multiple? Al's talked about that a lot here in the offseason, talked about it through the draft. When you add pieces, in this particular case, the D-line room, you can give multiple looks. And if you give multiple looks, you're far less predictable.
Yeah. It does open a lot more up, and it's we'll have to tap into the scheme and see what he's trying to do with those certain looks. But I think it's great whenever you can throw someone like Joe off or throw someone like Patrick off based off the look, and having slow down a little bit. It's always great. But you also have to have the guys to be able to go out there and execute that play. You don't want to confuse yourself too much doing a lot of different things. But I think the guys upstairs have got it locked. I think next week we start really diving into the playbook, and It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. I can't wait. Yes, sir. Thank you.